David claims that 10% of the people, while using social media, an article by Bob David claims that people under the age of 25 years old respond to social media while having sex. William Reeder, a professor of psychology at Sheffald Hellam University and a social networking site researcher in a Freakonomics forum, employs deliberate word choices to answer the question whether social media is good for our society. As a student of media life, I consider it a topic of great significance. While discussing the rhetorical aspects of his speech, we'll discuss it in three different parts. First, I would like to share the closing lines of William Reeder's response. Then, I will identify and analyze the rhetorical aspects of his speech. And finally, I will provide a response to his rhetorical aspects of his speech. Although I'll discuss all three parts in my speech today, first I would like to share the final lines of William Reeder's response. As William Reeder says, and I quote, "So has social networking technology made us better or worse off? My view is neither utopian nor dystopian. Social networking technologies are doubtless changing society, but like anything apart from motherhood and apple pie, whether this is good or bad depends on what kind of society you value." It is obvious that William Reeder strikes a middle ground and does not take any stance on the topic. He uses terms, does not take any stance on the topic, though he admits that social media is changing societies, but at the same time he says that whether this is good or bad depends on the kind of society you were raised to value. Now that we have discussed the final lines of William Reeder's response, we will now analyze his response. William Reeder uses ambiguity as a key device, and he does this by striking a middle ground and by not taking any definite stance on the argument. He uses strong contrasting words like utopian and dystopian instead of words like good and bad to show the extremities, the vast differences that opinion that people have on the topic of social media. He gives his reason for striking a middle ground as it is difficult to answer the question with any degree of certainty. The technology is simply too new and research too equivocal. By this, what he means is that the technology, that is social media, is simply too new to have a definite answer of it being good or bad. And by it being equivocal, the research being equivocal, he means that the research done on social media is too equivocal, is open to different interpretations, and the same research has different interpretation for one person and a different interpretation, different result for some other person. William Reeder uses humor to lighten the tone of the speech. He uses terms like motherhood and apple pie in a speech about social media, which solely makes people laugh. Another example of his humorous side is when he says, anyone can poke you on Facebook or post you are cool on your wall on Facebook. Now that we have analyzed his rhetorical strategies, I will now provide a response to his strategies. William Reeder effectively provides his response. At the same time, he leaves ample of space for his audience to have a different opinion on the topic. As he uses the term my view, and also another example would be when he says that I believe that social networking will never replace face-to-face communication in the formation of friendship. Here, the word to be noticed is I believe, and terms my view in the main quote shows that he is just saying that this is my opinion, this is not what actually is true, this is what I believe. This is a good strategy in a controversial topic like social media. It is a very good strategy as people have different views on the same topic and people are at times sentimental about their views. So by saying he believes this, he's not actually forcing his views on the audience and just providing his own opinion on the topic. William Reeder divides the people into two different groups on the type of the society, on the basis of society they value. It is a good strategy as by doing this he answers the question of which group of people, he answers the question of which society values which answer and for which society is social media good or bad. William Reeder uses humor effectively and grabs attention by using terms like utopian and dystopian, motherhood and apple pie in a speech about social media. At the same time, he stays true to the focus of the speech and does not move away from the topic. Now that we have discussed, analyzed and summarized and provided a response to his speech, we can come to the following conclusion. Today I have communicated to you 3 points: the lines by William Reeder, summary, analysis, and the response to those few lines in which William Reeder responds to the question of whether social media is good for the society or not. We can safely say that he was successful in getting his ideas through to his audience, using rhetorical strategies, at the same time adding a little humor, keeping attention, but not forcing his points on the audience. So regardless, however you use social media or not, or your views on the use of words and strategies by reader, the better you understand it, the better you will be able to use it to your advantage, and this will certainly impact your future. Thank you.